Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Tom back here with another video. So if you're seeing this video, you're probably up super late or early in the morning. I was actually doing something tonight, so that's why I couldn't make this video right away. But we got some pretty big news tonight. I actually got both the idol set reward being Chris Webber, and then obviously we got Baron Davis's stats as well. So we're going to be going over the stats later on in this video, kind of how I feel about them. But first, we're just going to break it down for you guys. But if you are new to my channel and I have not yet, please smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of the recent support, everything like that. So, obviously, you look here at the idol set reward, obviously, is Chris Webber. Now, with that being said, with us getting Chris Webber, the prices of these cards has tanked, I think, right? Maybe it hasn't. Oh, the Manu, are you going for over 70? Maybe it hasn't. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I heard that there was a ton of players up today. But the problem is there's been a ton of cards up, right? There's been a ton of Grant Hills up in the past. And maybe their prices won't tank as much as a lot of people think. But you guys can see there's just a lot of Grant Hills up. Now, I don't think his price is going to tank that much because people are still going to lock in. It's a new card and people are going to want it. Dominique Wilkins, the telltale sign is Dominique Wilkins a buy now? Because if he's a buy now, then we know that the prices have really tanked because he's been a bid here for the recent, or at least recently. But the thing about Dominique Wilkins, I feel like, is there's just so many of them up that it's going to be hard for him to consistently hit that 100K mark. So expect Dominique Wilkins to be close to a buy now, and honestly expect this whole set. We don't know who the third card is going to be, I don't believe, but expect this whole set to not be that expensive, probably less than 1 million MT. And honestly, looking at this set, Manu's longevity isn't there, Dominique's isn't there. I still love Grant Hill, Kevin Durant's usable, and this next mystery player, we don't know who it's going to be, is probably going to be usable as well. So when you kind of look at it in that type of thing, it's important to note the Idol Series 1 is 1 out of 3. Okay, if you remember last year, I think last year was Prime. The series before that was 20th anniversary. And so I think there is a ultimate reward if you do complete all 3 sets as well. So like there's that grand final reward. I think it was KG in one of the 2Ks, but that costs a lot of MT in its own right. But it's just important to keep that in the back of your mind. You're gonna need Chris Webber for that. If I have my facts in order, I think that is the case. But expect Chris Webber to not necessarily go down that much in value, but don't expect his value to these cards' value to just skyrocket. Now looking here at this Chris Webber, this is on MTDB, so not everything's here because 2K database isn't updated yet, but he does have a 94 3-ball, which is incredible, has that 95 driving dunk, as you guys can see, good speed at an 87, lateral quickness at an 83, which is very solid. There are some concerns I have with this Chris Webber. Only a 59 perimeter defense with a 78 interior. So what's he going to do? He is a primary power forward, secondary center position. But what are you going to do? Are you going to play him at the 4? And if so, he might get exposed on the perimeter against a guy like Andrei Kirilenko. And the problem is, when you compare this Chris Webber to a guy like AK or Zion at the 4, I don't even like him as much as those cards. And so that's what really makes him tough to lock in a sense. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that he can't get range extender, which it's hard to tell what Chris Webber can and can't get, at least from me, unless there's some on 2K database. But the last time I checked, there wasn't. But even if this is the case, okay, Chris Webber, you look at the card, 29 golds, 15 Hall of Fame badges, great. He doesn't even come with Showtime. So he doesn't come with Showtime, so that's 1 badge already. And who knows if he's even going to get Showtime? No. So that's 1. Then you got range extender that he doesn't have either. So that's another badge spot you're going to have to waste. And the list goes on and on. A bunch of defensive badges that he doesn't have. He's just not a complete player. And with his release, what it's probably going to be, I'm not super high on the card. And the fact that he's going to cost a lot of MT, the only reason I would maybe lock in Chris Webber or get the cards for Chris Webber is to save up for that ultimate final reward. I wouldn't lock in for this Chris Webber though. Definitely would never recommend that. And so I just went over Chris Webber's stats, right? A good card all the way around. But honestly, what is that Chris Webber doing better than Andrei Kirilenko, who has Hall of Fame claims, a ton of other badges, has the best release in the game? Now, if they give Chris Webber base 98 and the ability to get range extender, then obviously things change a little bit. But you look at this AK, and who is also 6'9", has basically the same 3-ball ball handle, and who is way better on defense. It's just hard for me to lock in a card for a million MT, who I just don't even think is better than a guy like Andrei Kirilenko. Now, that's my personal opinion. So you got alternatives like AK, even if you play Paul George at the 4. I just don't think Chris Webber is that next level. So we talked about Chris Webber. Now let's talk about the other guy in which you're going to need to complete all of these spotlights. You're going to need to get some players in limited this weekend for this card right here. Where is he at? Well, he's in rewards. Here he is. In Baron Davis. Now I still need 3 extra cards. AI, obviously, I can get in limited. Vlade, I'll get from spotlights if I want. Then this last mystery player. Now, this Galaxy Opal Baron Davis, I'm a lot higher on than a card like Chris Webber, but there's still some drawbacks with Baron Davis, and I'll get into the card right now. Look at it, Galaxy Opal Baron Davis here, 195 pounds, 6'3", 92 3 ball, and 95 driving dunk, 94 ball handle, 93 speed ball acceleration, as well as a 93 lateral quickness and 90 perimeter defense. Those stats are very, very solid. This 25 interior defense is very scary to me. The reason I say that is I dare people to put this Baron Davis on my Dwayne Wade. I dare you to. He is going to get no contest on the interior. And the reason I say this is because Grant Hill's interior defense is very noticeable. I love Grant Hill. He still plays for me. But his interior defense is like 50, I think. Baron Davis is 25. So definitely a concern right there. But then you look at the card, and there's a lot to like. 14 Hall of Famers, 32 on gold, with 4 on silver. Now, if they give Baron Davis Showtime dunks, he's going to be the second best point guard in the game. It's not going to be really close, I don't think, with his Curry escape, stuff like that. The one drawback, he does have steady shooter. That's a big flaw in the card. I personally hate it. On next gen, you should definitely love it, but it does come with Hall of Fame quick first step, unpluckable. Pluckable is a big badge to have. Pickpocket interceptor on Hall of Fame, as well as gold clamps. Now, you do need to add the Intimidator badge, which does cost a lot. So by the time you add Intimidator, Flexible, and some stuff like that, you're going to be adding up probably 100K worth of badges. But this Baron Davis is pretty complete overall. And if you're no money spent, if you have the best squad in the game, no matter what, pick up Baron Davis. And so here's the thing. There's all these locker codes to type in, and then you got spotlights, and then I'm pretty sure all the cards will be available, whether it's limited or whether you can grind the challenges. So definitely pick up Baron Davis. If you have some extra time, start working towards him. But after this weekend, I don't know if he'll be attainable after that. But like a guy like Baron Davis is going to go perfect for me at this backup point guard position. Absolutely perfect. Am I worried about his interior defense? Absolutely 100% worried about it. And no doubt about it. It scares me quite a bit. But at the same token, is that Baron Davis with 14 Hall of Fame badges better than this John Stockton? Probably. Realistically, he probably is. Now, we'll see. We'll see how they play. I'm not guaranteeing anything. We'll just see, especially, you know, if he doesn't have Showtime dunks, he's not going to be. Showtime dunks is very, very important to me. But we'll just have to see how that all transpires. But all I can tell you, basically, is that Chris Webber, in my opinion, is not worth locking in this game unless you're really going for all 3 idol sets. Then you can maybe make the case to do it. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to the price of these cards. I'm just going to kind of hold them and wait and see, especially this Grant Hill, because I love him anyways. He's going to stay for me. So if you got a guy like KD, it doesn't hurt to keep him. I wouldn't panic sell. That's definitely not something I would do right away, at least. And so definitely, I think a guy like Andrei Kirilenko is better than Chris Webber. And for longevity-wise, Chris Webber is going to be outdated here in a couple weeks. I'm going to say that. If they don't update the card and he has the same release that he's had before, he's going to be outdated here. I promise you. Is he going to be serviceable? Absolutely. But there's already better cards than him in the game. Now, as far as Baron Davis is concerned, they made Baron Davis better than I thought he would be. Now, I thought he would be similar to his free agent card, which he honestly is. As long as he gets Showtime dunks, the same dribble sticks, everything like that, I think he's going to be a top 3 point guard in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So, honestly, I think Baron Davis is worth it. In my opinion, Chris Webber is not worth it, guys. Comment your thoughts on these 2 players down below. We'll get more content tomorrow, so by the time you're seeing this, you might have already know what content we're going to get. But these are just my initial thoughts, super late night thoughts. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.